Okay, today we started work with histograms and using histograms, so we will learn how to construct them. We'll also learn how to use a graphing calculator to construct it, and then we'll describe the distribution. Okay, so a histogram, it uses bars to display numerical data that have been organized into equal intervals. So we can see here that our intervals are between 0 to 19, which means our intervals are 20. It uses the bars to show us, so this tells us how many people, or number of times. This would be 15 between 0 and 19 hours. A frequency table tells or shows how many times data will lie between specific intervals. So between the intervals of 10 to 19, there were 2 employees in the office. Between 30 to 39, there were 9 employees in the office. We have skewed histograms. So our first one here is a negatively skewed. Our tail is long at the beginning, and then it moves up, and I'll show you some other stuff. But the majority of the data are on the right side, so that's negatively skewed. Symmetric, we've already talked about it. That's when your data is evenly distributed. And positively is when the majority of the data are on the left side. I have some other pictures I wanted to show you. The first one says when it's negatively skewed, your mean will occur before the median. When it's symmetric, the mean, the median, and the mode will be a same value, and that's when you want to talk about standard deviation. And that'll tell us a lot more about our data than anything that would be skewed. And then again here, this would be positively skewed, and if you notice, our median here is before the mean, and the majority of our data is on the left. So we're going to display this in a histogram. So we're going to go ahead and construct one. You want to break up the bottom using the intervals. So our first one's from 1 to 7. Our second one is from 8 to 14. Our third one is from 15 to 21. The next one is 22 to 28. And our last one is from 29 to 35. And it looks like our highest number is 8, so I'm going to go by ones. And these are shots per hockey game. In the first frequency, it says that we have 5. Our next one, there's only 1, between 8 and 14 shots. Our next one is 8. The following is 2. And the last one is 4. I like to shade these in, but you don't have to. And there's your histogram. On example 2, you're going to use a graphing calculator. So there's a couple things that you're going to do here. First, you're going to store this in list 1. To get there, you press the Stat button, and then press Enter. It allows you to edit a list, so you can put it in as list 1. After that, you want to go to Stat Plot. Press Enter. And then you want to turn the plot on. And then you're going to choose the graph that you want. We want a histogram. And then we're going to press Zoom 9 after you've done those things. And before you do that, I guess you want to choose on your histogram, make sure that it says that you're choosing list 1 because you're putting your information in list 1. And after you do that, you should be able to get a histogram. Okay, when you do all this, it should give you a graph roughly like this. That one's not quite like that. And then you're going to talk about the shape of the distribution. We can see that this is negatively skewed. And that's all we would do to describe that. Let me say that again. This is positively skewed. Okay, this histogram shows how many hours per year a group of teens said they spent volunteering. How many hours did most of them volunteer? So as we look here, this is probably our greatest group where they volunteered. So we would say between 20 to 39 is where most of them spent their time volunteering. There's a percentage there. And then I'll ask you other questions asking you to analyze histograms, but I think you'll be okay. All right, so here's your assignment 7-2 histograms.